It's okay. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Okay, let's call the meeting to order if we could, please.
She was thinking about bringing charges against you.
Apologize to the court for being a little late. Had a little business to take care of with the sheriff this morning and needed to be taken care of. That's period. Nelson Fiscal Court, let me back up and say Magistrate Ice is absent today. He was an excused absence. He's like a school teacher, right? On the agenda today, we're not prepared for this, but just make everybody aware that Nelson Fiscal Court, under the state law, has a public improvement, public properties corporation, and as soon as the paperwork is completed by the attorneys, probably at our next court meeting, hopefully, I thought it would be ready for today, but it wasn't, where we will call that meeting to order and approve the loan with Salt River Electric for the amphitheater project. And in turn, Salt River is going to need a mortgage on some properties that we have in county. In particular, I think we're going to use the farm at the landfill as a collateral for that on a short, just a couple of years type of thing. But I'll get you a little more information as it becomes available. Let's go to the minutes. The minutes were mailed to the court at the September 18th meeting.
Motion to approve is presented.
Motion been made by Sam Hutchins to approve. Is there a second by Jerry Hahn? Any further discussion? All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Next will be your bills list, additional bills list, and transfers.
I've got a question. Mike, I seen where one of our cars or Explorers hit a deer.
That was back in June, Mike. Conway's.
When was it?
Conway's cruiser got hit with a deer. Yeah, that was an insurance claim. You see at the end of it?
That's a whole lot.
It don't take.
I'll make a motion. Good. I'll make a motion.
Motion to pay the bills and transfers. Is there a second?
I'll second. But
Second to Jeff, and now discussion. Okay.
Ronnie, can you go over these transfers like we're moving where money around?
Those were budgeted appropriations
Okay.
that we had already approved with the original budget, and that's just where I moved the cash from
Just-
landfill and solid waste.
In particular, general fund, that's what we do every year, the general fund from the landfill, then we have the solid waste the same way.
And then occupational license to units.
Any further discussion?
I got one more. The
Okay.
Kentucky auditor thing. I thought we voted to, but this was last year's.
That's for the county clerk's office.
County clerk's office.
Yes.
Not
In fact,
us.
we pay for the audit, but county clerk, sheriff, and
Oh, okay.
Note at the bottom there, it says the bondholders paid June 1st, 2018.
that, disregard that. I should have, that line should be in there.
Any other questions? Good questions? All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Thank you. Next order of business would be an amendment to the zoning regulations under the mobile home subdivisions, basically allowing mobile home subdivisions to have a double wide. Am I correct?
That's
Is the
correct.
term I want to use on that instead of a single wide?
The manufactured home subdivision currently only allows for single wides. And we had an inquiry from a citizen wanting to put a double wide in, it's Harvey's Country Village, that we have two of them, Harvey's Country Village, and we have Razors on Sunset Drive. And we're limited only right now to a single wide manufactured home under 18 feet in dimensional width. And so we were asked by a citizen, why can't you have a double wide in that? And when we looked at the rest of the regs, we treat a double wide manufactured home that's on a perimeter block foundation or permanent foundation the same as we would a single, or as a conventional dwelling. So that was just something has been left out over the years, so we're asking that you allow both single wides and double wides in a manufactured home subdivision.
I thought it was odd.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a housekeeping thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today you have an ordinance in front of you.
We need to make a motion for
Then
that.
motion to approve on first reading, advertise for a second.
I'll make a motion to approve the double wide in the mobile home subdivision.
Motion's been made by Sam Hutchins to approve, there's a second by Jerry Hahn. Discussion. All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion will carry. Well, again, the advertisement,
Yes.
thank you on that. Okay. Next would be road department report. Lee, you go ahead. Lee? Thank you, Jan.
We got our grade all back from hydraulic specialist late last week. They calibrated the pump pressure for us. So far, it seems to be working good. So it's good to have that piece of equipment back in service. Since last meeting, we did get Simpson Creek Road and Simpson Road complete chip seal. Probably be starting on Waters Road soon to try to get it back in shape before winter. Several guys have been hauling dirt, rock, and debris from the amphitheater. We've tried to maintain at least 3 trucks out there to be hauling for them. They're going to be continuing to do so all week. So I have one crew out there doing that. We did get some asphalt patching done. Patched an area on Pascal Ballard. I believe that was the entrance.
Correct.
Yes.
Pascal Ballard. We did 2 areas on Sullivan Lane that was rutted real bad, so we was getting that fixed before an overlay. And we patched a bad area of Patton Road yesterday, and we got the Boston Fire Department taken care of. Of course, we had some wet days last week, so the guys on those days was cleaning culverts, installing signs, and we did manage to get some shouldering work done on Hope Ridge and Murphy Lane. We're going to try to get all the roads that were overlaid this year. We'll start working on getting those shoulders in shape. But when we finished Dugan Lane, and we're still working on Plant Run and Wilkerson. And Bush Hogging's currently in District 1. So once we finish District 1, that'll finish up the 4th round. And then as much rain and the heat that we're getting, I'm sure we're going to have to go ahead and do another round of Bush Hogging, the way it's looking. So I think Brad had something on Woodlawn.
So you guys know we had emergency money that came in from Woodlawn Road. Supposedly, the contractor's there today to finish out the seed and straw and fix the gabing basket issues. The road is back open to the public. We only have dense grade in the areas where we cut the road. We're thinking of leaving that dense grade for a while just to let it settle some and work its way in. There's some farmers down in that area that's picking a lot of corn. It'd be good for them to drive across it and help walk it in, for lack of better words, for us. So we'll see. I'll get you guys pictures on that project once it's done.
Was it about 20 foot of field?
27 to 30 probably on the lower end. It was impressive. It was
Yeah,
something we did not need to be involved in.
Oh, yeah.
It had stepped way back for safety purposes.
Would it take out 60 feet or so of blacktop,
At least.
maybe 70,
Yeah.
I figured
in order
they'd have to do that.
to step it down to get to the bottom?
I wouldn't want to have been down the bottom of that up.
So anyhow, that project will be wrapping up very soon.
Okay. When that gets completed, then we'll send in for reimbursement for the second half of that.
That is correct, sir. They have not billed anything on that yet, so I'm sure we'll have to have that canceled check. And we're probably still a month out from getting that remaining money, if I had to guess. That's really it on road department stuff.
Okay, landfill solid waste report, John.
We lease our farm ground out. We do 3-year term, so the end of that term is the end of this year. So we're going to advertise soon, and then next court meeting we're going to auction that ground off. So we got 117 acres in the Keeling Farm and 49 acres in the Mattingly Farm. We'll auction off next court meeting.
So spread the word. If you guys know anybody who likes to farm like that, so we can have multiple people.
Question can you chip seal cap that down there,
Where? What are you talking about?
Woodlawn Road, that patch, for the time being? If we're not gonna get to it to pave it.
I can do either or.
But minimum, maybe, but dustable.
That's what I'm saying, if we just chipped it, would keep the water from getting in that ditch grade. Wouldn't have to pave it for the time being and get it through the winter to.
How about something will be done before the winter comes? How's that? That's what I promise you.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Sounds like a compromise.
Yes, I'll do something for you.
Okay.
I'll think through what.
Well, it'll keep the water out, keep it from.
You're right.
From losing that.
You know, we put dense grade on it, we've rolled it in, but it'll eventually loosen back up if you don't cover it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? Let's go to the jail report. Let me just start, Dorcas, first. On the jail report, we had a generator project on there. We're looking at replacing the generator. The scope of that project has grown enough that we need to advertise for that. So we're going to have to advertise and bring you back some bids on that project. We've decided to upscale it to a full-blown generator where it will do everything.
Correct. You know, lack of better words, we ran the electric load on it for the past year. The most it's ever pulled is like 56 kW. What was there before was a 40, so we're going to go up to an 80. And you know, Jeff, you probably know you can run 80% of whatever your backup generator is. So what we're going to install will be able to run the whole place.
Now, was it affected last week when they had the power outage?
Oh yeah, she ran for 3 hours and I prayed for 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was gonna last.
Okay.
So we'll come back to you guys once we bid it out. It has grown above our procurement requirements.
Okay? Rest of your report, Dorcas.
Okay, this morning when I did it, we had 162 inmates total. We had 1 on home incarceration, we had 58 stayed, we had 2 out to court, so that was an in-house total of 159. We had another county that was leaving between 8:30 and 9, they were coming to pick up 8 of the state inmates, so we've got, we transferred 8 of those off of this.
Thank you. EMS report, Joe?
Nothing to report back.
Okay, under old new business, the court had asked a little more information on the needle exchange program, and Sarah Jo's agreed to come at our next court meeting on the 16th, and she's going to bring some of her staff with her that have basically administered the program, so it'll be an educational meeting for all of us. You guys haven't received, you will be receiving shortly your financial statement requirements. If you haven't received those in the mail, you should be getting those in today. As an elected official, we have to report by December 31st any updates to your financial status, and just make sure we get those into the city's custodian of those now. You don't have to worry about it, Sam. Well, he's shaking his head. I wasn't bringing. But that's important to get in. And for you, for the new magistrates come on and the new elected officials, so once the election is over, between the election and December 31st, you will have to file a statement with the Ethics Board. Basically, the statement doesn't tell you how much income it made, just your sources and properties you own outside of your home and that kind of stuff. Real simple. It doesn't give any secrets away to how much money you have or how much you're making or anything. It's real simple form. But it's important. Court, you have anything for me?
What is the plans for the election day meeting?
What's the plans here?
I'm going to be over there.
You gonna be over there?
I have to be.
If we're going to advertise, we'll need to talk about advertising that ordinance for the second reading. We may advertise it for the second meeting, the 16th.
16, okay.
I think that would be appropriate, don't you guys? To be safe. And good point, I thought about it, but we're only required to meet once a month, so we'll see how we kind of busy. As you can see, we had a very light agenda today. We could have probably have pushed some of this stuff out a little bit other than the bills. But we'll wait out. I'm open for recommendations from the court, but we might just do one meeting.
I'll be here for
one meeting in October, but we'll see.
And judges.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to add this as stress receiver tax, just so you all know, matter of record.
Matter of record, okay, thank you. Any other business, guys?
Where's that a red boy?
Are you ready? I was giving him a few weeks to get his feet wet before I called on him.
I can introduce you. I'm Bryce Greer, the new rec director. You know, just kept trying to keep my head above water. You know, right now the sports going on out there, rec soccer, competitive soccer, fall baseball, football, and then we took over Little League basketball. So that starts for the girls October 5th, or I'm sorry, October 6th and 7th this weekend, and goes till December 8th. You know, so I'm just working on things at the park. You know, some safety issues such as like, for example, there's like a 13-inch drop off in like in a gated entrance. It's not like a real popular entrance, but you know, I've contacted Lee Brick and Block, and we're gonna get like a step that goes there. So
Yeah, I was trying to give us a little
Oh, it's
slack
okay.
first month
It's all
to
right.
get yourself situated, but
What's his name?
Bryce Greer,
Bryce, B-R-Y.
B-R-Y-C-E, Greer.
Pleased to meet you, Bronx.
Nice to meet you.
Motion to adjourn?
Dean, I have something I'm gonna bring up.
I'm listening.
I'd like to know why Nelson County is not in the Right to Farm Act that was passed by the General Assembly in 1980.
Because the General Assembly passed out the statute, it's a state statute.
Well, how come we're the only county in the surrounding counties that are not in it?
We are in it by state statute.
I mean,
Not the local ordinance.
why isn't the county in it? Because the conservation officer told me we are not in it.
We are by state statute.
What, I mean, why aren't we in it the other way?
There were some flaws in the reporting requirements, whereas if you were to buy a home, I'm just going back, this is probably 10, 12 years ago, so I'm going on a little memory here. There were some reporting requirements that were to require people selling their home to disclose if they live within a, what was it, 2-mile radius. Sam, were you on the court when we talked about that?
It's been a long time. I remember.
But there were some
issues
real,
with it.
we thought some real issues with that, and the Farm Bureau didn't squawk on our resistance to it at the time.
Well, the president of the Farm Bureau a few years ago, I talked to him not too long ago, he told me that we was in it. And then one of the agents of Farm Bureau told me we should be in it.
Well, we are by state law.
Yeah, but what you told me one time was that would affect the value of land, which is not true.
It was all, not the value of the land, but the reporting requirements. When
No, you told me
live
the
within-
value of the land.
I don't remember saying
You
that.
did.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you in court, because the law is a state law, and if there's a state law, the court has resisted over the last 25 years of adding new layers of bureaucracy to people doing business, and will continue to do that.
Yeah, this is a very simple law. It's a nuisance law.
You're protected by the state law right now, David, because of your slopping stuff that you're doing out there.
Dean, we have, since I filed for the magistrate race last time, we've been turned into EPA 10 times. Now, I know better than that.
I don't know who turned you in.
I know better than what you're telling me.
Well, I'm not arguing with court.
Well, I wish you all would take a copy of this and each of the magistrates look at it and read it.
What is that?
It's the law.
The state law.
Yeah, 1980.
I understand.
What, can you give a copy to each of one of the
They had
magistrates?
it. If you want to make a copy of them, present it to the court, you're welcome to.
You
Okay.
can't do it?
I can do it for you, yeah.
Well, I wish you would. That's what I asked you to do.
But the court, I can tell you, I'm not prepared to do anything with regard to that because of the state statute already in place. Farmers are protected currently by a state statute. Why do you need another county
Well,
ordinance
why are we the only county
to
that's
cause
not in it?
more paperwork for people doing business in the county? And that just goes against the grain here. But anyway, I would make you copies for you.
And give it to each
I
magistrate.
will do that.
And if we don't get something done this time, maybe when the new magistrates come in, I'll bring it up again.
That'd be fine.
Thank you.
Thank you. Motion to adjourn. Thank you. Second?
Second.
Second by Jeff. Further discussion? All approve, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry.